Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Stringer's Notebook. I'm your host, Joel Huerto, editor and publisher of OneManFastBreak.net. Before I dive into my notes, please hit like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to drop in a comment or two. Every opinion around here matters, and appreciate all the feedback. Today's notebook, we'll dive into the 2025 NBA Summer League season and best games to watch. Unlike a lot of the folks in the basketball media, this is when they take time off and enjoy their vacation since it's the off season. It's actually one of my favorite times of the year, covering the NBA Summer League for a long, long time, watching the NBA Summer League for a long, long time. I love it. It's a great way to get a preview of what to expect, what's to come. It's a great way to get a first look at a draft pick, and it's also a little more relaxed atmosphere in summer league, so it's more about the ball. It's more about the game. You don't get the whole bells and whistles of an NBA game. You get the young guys. You get the rookies. You get the first round picks for the season, and some of the vets who are trying to make some teams. So, for me, instead of wasting time in doing draft grades immediately after a draft, which is almost impossible, I usually like to wait and see how the players play on the court, and I usually wait for the summer league to get a true indication if teams got it right or if teams got it wrong. I can tell right away by watching a summer league game if a player is going to be a stud or a thud. I'm not looking at stats, although the stats are nice, but if I'm looking for a proper player evaluation, especially young players who have potential, I usually look for a player to answer some of these questions. How does he fit with the team? Does he make smart decisions? Can he handle speed and physicality? How he handles adversity? Can he make an imprint without scoring? Does he impact winning? And then finally, does he act like a pro? You know, a lot of guys come into the league 18, 19, 20 years old. They're immature. They're not professionals. Some guys are more mature than others, but for the most part, it takes time before they really figure out a way how to become and act like a professional. So these are the things I watch out for when I'm evaluating players in Summer League. And a player will reveal these traits regardless of the environment or the competition. Honestly, guys who play in the Summer League, they don't mess around. A lot of these guys are gunning for roster spots. They're playing for their careers. They're playing for paychecks. They're going to play hard. Looking at a rookie, you'll immediately know if this player is going to rise up or if he's going to fall apart. Does he meet the moment? The first impression is usually the best impression. A lot of the media types, they see Summer League as a glorified scrimmage. I don't. I remember the first time I saw Kobe Bryant playing the Summer League. It was 1996. It was at the Long Beach Pyramid. It was a packed house to watch this high school phenom play for the Lakers for the first time. And Kobe knew, and he understood the moment. He knew he was under the spotlight, and he delivered. He met the moment. And that's when you know you got someone special. He understood the moment, and he met the moment. Same thing with Giannis. I remember watching Giannis Antetokounmpo 10 years ago in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Summer League. And he was far from a polished player. But you could tell immediately the skills. He played guard. He played forward. He played center. The versatility was right there. He flashed the versatility. And it didn't take long for you to realize that Giannis was special. And it doesn't have to be a superstar like Kobe and Giannis. It could be a role player like T.J. McConnell. I remember watching T.J. McConnell for the first time at the Vegas Summer League, and he stood out for me just from the way he competed on the court. He always played hard, a boatload of confidence, even though he was overmatched a lot of times on the court. He wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, wasn't the strongest, but he competed. And all those qualities that McConnell displayed during the 2025 NBA Finals, he displayed them during Summer League. So if you're a Hoop fan, Summer League is the best way to really evaluate a player, and you can see potential. You can see their true potential. Now, barring any injuries or any last-minute roster changes, here are the games that I think are worth watching, or definitely worth keeping an eye on. So I expect a lot of these second-year pros, guys like Khalil Ware, Collier, Matas Vazelis, Reed Shepard, I expect them to dominate. I mean, if you're a second-year pro, this is your second time playing in the Summer League, you should dominate. And if you don't dominate, the teams who drafted you may have to start questioning your true value and your true potential. Number 5 player in the draft in Ace Bailey. Made a ton of news before and after the draft with all the noise, with his workouts, non-workouts. But now, it's all in the past. It's time for Bailey to either put up or shut up and show what he can do in the court. The Jazz roster is loaded. Bailey's not the only standout or headliner on the team. Fellow first-round pick Walter Clayton Jr. from Florida will be on the roster. The Las Vegas Summer League starts on July 10th. It's a 2-week mega event. This is the main event for the summer. Vegas Summer League is the crown jewel of NBA summer season. It has a rich history of showcasing future stars. All the NBA teams will be there. You'll have celebrities and execs all in attendance. It'll be held at the Thomas & Mack Center and the Pavilion on the campus of UNLV. And this is a great fan experience. If you've never been to the Thomas & Mack and Pavilion, this is worth showing up for. The Pavilion is the smaller gym adjacent to the Thomas & Mack. There's like one entrance and one exit point at the Pavilion, so fans can actually see players up close, walking in and out of the gym, walking across the hallway through the bridge that connects the Thomas & Mack and the Pavilion. So if you're a basketball fan, this is basketball heaven. You just see players walking around in the arena floor. So it's good opportunity for the fans to interact with some of these players. So the first game in Vegas is a doozy. This is on July 10th. It's between the Pelicans and the T-Wolves. And we'll get to see Pelicans rookies Jeremiah Fears and Derik Queen. Fears, the number 7 pick overall, and Derik Queen, number 13 overall. I'd like to see how Fears run an NBA offense instead of hunting for his shot. That's what I'm going to be looking for. That was one of my concerns with Fears at Oklahoma. I didn't see him as a true point. He was a combo, kind of like a Jordan Poole volume shooter. So this will be a good test for him to see if he can run an NBA offense. As for Queen, who I was surprised that he dropped to 13, I'm going to be looking for fit and fitness. If Queen is as advertised, then I think the Pelicans might be open to moving off Zion Williamson. The next game I'll be looking forward to watching, and this is the main event. This is the one that everyone will be clamoring for. It's the Lakers and Mavericks game on July 10th in Vegas. Number 1 overall pick, Cooper Flagg, will be making his Summer League debut against the LA Lakers. The Lakers are always a big draw in Vegas, so this should be a major, major event. It's a spicy matchup with the whole backdrop of the Luka Doncic trade. And then you add this being Cooper Flagg's first game. And then you add Bronny James into the mix. So you have a circus atmosphere in Sin City. This game will be airing on ESPN, and rightfully so. And this is must-see TV. So the other game I'll be taking a closer look at is the Nets and Thunder matchup on July 10th. The Nets will be one of the more exciting teams to watch this summer because they're just loaded with a lot of young players. They had 5 first-round picks, and I think all of them are going to be playing. According to Hoops Hype, all 5 of their first-round picks, the Nets' first-round picks, are expected to play in the Summer League. So we're going to see Egor Demin, Drake Powell, Ben Seraph, Nolan Traore, and Danny Wolf. The Nets might stagger the minutes for these guys, so you might not see them all at the same time, but you'll get to see them at some point. And if they're healthy, they'll play multiple games, and you'll see them a lot in Vegas. So the next game I'm curious to see will be on July 11th in Vegas. More on the Vegas schedule. Is the game between the Hornets and the Jazz. I already mentioned the Jazz with Ace Bailey and Walter Clayton, and maybe possibly Isaiah Collier if he's still healthy and good to go. This will be our first look at Hornets top pick, Kon Knueppel. He'll be making his Summer League debut, and I'm curious to see how Kon does because Kon was not high on my list. He wasn't high on my draft board. I had some yellow flags, not red flags, just yellow flags. I think he's a great shooter. He probably second best shooter, pure shooter in the draft after Trey Johnson. So I'm curious to see how he handles the speed and the length of the guys that he will be going up against on the wing, and just his overall impact. Can he impact the game besides just shoot threes? Is he more than just a 3-point sniper? So those are the things I'll be looking at. Those are the things that I'll be curious to see when Kon hits the floor for the Hornets against the Jazz. And he also will be playing against Ace Bailey if Ace Bailey will be healthy and available to play in this game. So that's a pretty spicy matchup. So the next game I'm looking forward to watching on July 11th in Las Vegas, the game between the Blazers and the Warriors. This is the nightcap on the July 11th slate. It will feature Portland's first-round pick, Yang Hansen. This will be our first look at Yang Hansen, the 7'1", 20-year-old big man from China. He made a lot of buzz on draft night when the Blazers made him the 16th overall pick. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding Yang because he played in the Chinese Basketball League. Yang's nickname is the Chinese Jokic. Now, this game versus the Warriors should reveal a lot about Yang. I've seen him on the workouts. He has a really good skill set. He can move. He's not stiff. He's got really, really good feel for the game, and he's a very good passer. So I think he can operate at the top or at the nail or on the high post. So I'm curious to see how he'll handle the physicality because he went to the combine and he struggled a little bit with physicality, but then he adjusted. So I think the same thing will happen here when he plays his first pro game in the summer. And the game might be too fast for him. And then he'll adjust. And then that's when we'll find out how he responds and how he deals with adversity. One of the main things I always look forward to whenever I'm watching these summer league games is how a player does when he's hit with a challenge and how he responds. And then the last game I'm definitely looking forward to watching is the game on July 12th, which is a Saturday in Las Vegas. The game between the Mavericks and the Spurs. Cooper Flagg versus number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper. This will be on ESPN, and it'll be a battle of 2 high draft picks. This is a battle of probably of 2 future NBA stars. So those are the Summer League games I'll be looking forward to watching. I'll have my reaction and my evaluation after the games are all played. So can't wait to see them all in action.